and I get a little emotional. I said, I was wilding so hard on my last days on the West Side when I was in 8th grade. My grandmother was like, you can't stay here.
Wow.
You gotta go. She not like put me out, but she's like, no. So she called my uncle, and my uncle came and got me. I mean, I flew out there and I lived in Cali for a year. And let me say this, that year, that being away from the hood for that year saved my life.
Mm.
I definitely I stay in Chicago. We not having this conversation. I would have probably had a good 3-year run. I'd had a 3-year run at best, maybe. I probably would have I would even go as far to say I would have been in and out if nobody hadn't killed me or I killed somebody. I would have been in and out because you got to remember I'm in the heat of it. This is the early 80s. This is when it's at its height.
The height, yeah.
It's
That
at
real
its height.
that terror era.
Yeah, you're right. My father was who he was. I'm off Pulaski. You familiar with that?
Yes, sir.
So we with it, and I'm with it. I'm hoping to be one of them. And matter of fact, the night before my grandmother talked to me, I got shot at, and I should have been dead that day. The guy, for whatever reason, his gun jammed, and my friend pushed me out the way, and the bullet hit him. But she didn't know that, but when she found out, I played the innocent. Oh, I wasn't doing nothing, but people who was around me knew
what was going on. Yeah.
And how do I know? Because my best friend is dead. The guy who was with me is dead. The guy who I hung out with is in jail forever. And my last friend is somewhere on the West Side, probably strung out, I'm not sure. But that was my 4 crew I hung with all summer long. So what do that tell you? What do that tell you? God, without saying their names, he's dead. So-and-so is dead. What's his name is in jail forever, and my other buddy got strung out. So
ain't it crazy? Ain't it crazy how that happened? You would lose all your friends to death or the penitentiary, and it'd just be you by yourself, or with the same similar crew, but just the small group of guys.
Yeah. And if again you ask, if it wasn't, how do I maintain the poetry? If I didn't have my art and my writing, I was able to leave my neighborhood because I could write.
Yeah.
I was able to survive through the nonsense because I could write. I was able to articulate what I felt, even though people around me didn't get it, but I was able to express it. You know what I mean? Okay. So that's another, it helped me stay alive. And because my talent, my art saved my life. You know what I mean? So, and it's also therapeutic. It's very cathartic. You know what I mean? I think, we both got that story as Black men, right? So we still need therapy. You know what I mean? We still sit with our back to the door. We still watch what we do. You know what I mean? You still can be clean as all outdoors, but when the police come, you still look in your mirror. You're still checking to make sure everything okay.
Or staring them down.
You're right. You still and you dealing with all that. You still get money and you still, okay, all that stuff.
Let me tuck this over here. Let me put this over here, man.
All that, you know what I mean? And you deal with all that. You deal with the fear of your child getting back into the life that you escaped so you can be overprotected. You deal with this world of supremacy. You deal with the people you care about not raising their bar. You deal with all of this. So even when we get out, we still in mentally, spiritually, and damn near physically, because it's so magnetic. So we got to have something to write, to love, you got to have something. You have to have an outlet. If you don't, you keep it in.
Yeah. And there's a lot of scarring from going through that,
Yeah, it's trauma.
Yeah.
You go and we have heart attacks. We have strokes. We have high blood pressure. We have all of that because you dealt with all of that. Or let me say this, you didn't deal with it. You just you smoke, right?
Yeah.
Drink, chase women, whatever it is, I don't want to deal with it. So my poetry, as you asked, it gives me an opportunity to express myself. And it also is the healing factor because I get to work with other brothers and use that tool just to, hey, man, write down what you want to say. Just write it down and read it. And they'd start developing we change the narrative. Cats want to write now. They want to do, they want to journal. You know what I mean? So it's okay. That's why the book is called Sensitive War Songs for Black and Brown Boys. Haki Mabuti in Chicago, my favorite poet of all time, says that Black men have to be sensitive warriors. We have to be sensitive warriors. We have to know to be, and it's hard to find a balance to be sensitive